Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are about to pull into the track. I got some Whataburger over here, feed everybody. Brendan and his family have been working pretty hard on his dad's car, Michael, his car. He's got a Chevy 2. It's a real nice car, and it hasn't ran in a while. The end of 2019 was actually the last time that he ran it. We ended up splitting a set of Trick Flow 245s. This is just a casting failure, and so he's kind of dealt with issues from that, and then just kind of worked on other stuff for a while. But he got it back together, and we were trying to make the flashlight shootout, which is what's going on this weekend. Today's Friday, it's just a test day, but the night before last they went to start it up, and he's got a Dart 427 twin S480s, super nice combo. And since he changed heads, he ended up finding out that the push rod length was wrong, so it didn't have any compression, and they weren't able to find push rods in time. But they did have Brennan's motor, his little 365 stock block deal, sitting there because Brennan's car is getting chassis work. So they took his motor out, put it in his dad's car, and it's got those big twin S480s on it. He had his old 16.0 converter, so that's a little bit looser than what we were running with the S300. So I told him to put that in so we can have a chance at spooling these big old turbos. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. They've been working really hard to get it ready, and they're still not even done with it yet. I think they've got to do some finishing up at the track, but I'm super excited to see how it works. I really like the small motors with big turbos. It's kind of like the big brother to my little 4.8 with S366s, you know. So should be sweet, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. Should be a fun video. Alright guys, so I kind of skipped ahead here, so I'm going to fill in some of this stuff. But for the last few hours that I didn't film, we were trying to figure out a bunch of issues with Michael's car. It was having misfire and some funny issues. We were moving injectors around, coils, new plugs, all kinds of stuff, trying to figure out what was going on. And didn't quite get that figured out yet, but we decided to go make a pass with Megan's car. The last time it ran has been probably about 6 months ago, whenever we were in Oklahoma City with it. So we went ahead and loaded the tune-up from the last flashlight shootout back in it and took it up there to make a hit, and here's that. Alright, so there you go, personal best in Amarillo right off the trailer. We were super happy with that, even with a little pedal. The car has a really tight converter, and it shifts fairly high, so with it dropping that hard on the shift, it broke the tire loose a little bit on the shift, and you can see it wiggle a little bit, so she pedaled it and got back into it, and still ran a personal best. We were super happy with that. Now we'll get back to Michael's car.
Good to go.
You are?
Well, it made it down.
It went down.
Alright guys, that's the end of today, Friday, the test day. I didn't get a whole lot of footage. I didn't even get any videos of Jeff's car. I've been helping with it a little bit. It's a turbo F-body, stock bottom end 6.0, a brand new build, and he's doing the True Street class as well as Megan. She's doing it too. She actually won it last time with her car. Well, it was actually called the Daily Driver class, but they basically just moved those rules to another class and then made a new Daily Driver class with a lot stricter rules, honestly because of her car probably, but you know, there was a lot of complaints last time whenever we won it about her car, which, you know, is understandable. Seeing flames at the bottom of a Daily Driver doesn't really look normal, but hey, it fit the rules and it won. So we fit the rules again this time, had to add a radio to it. Should be good to go though. So I'm excited to see how hers does. I think it's going to do real well. That first pass was awesome. So, you know, it hadn't ran in like 6 or 7 months, and off the trailer just runs a great pass. So we're excited about it. We'll see with Michael's car what we decide to do. That first pass, or that only pass, it, you know, was bouncing a good bit, but you know, it's a brand new setup, brand new, you know, changes the suspension up and everything too. Just put a whole new front end on it. You know, that car's had a lot of changes made to it, and it's been, you know, they were working all the way until, you know, even driving up to the pass, you know, I was putting the last tune-up in it to make it go down. So it only left on like 2 pounds of boost and only made like 9 pounds down track, so it was super soft. It was a little bit softer than I had planned. I was planning on like 4 pounds on the leave and then, you know, make like 12, 13 down track, but we got data at least, and we'll see if he decides to enter tomorrow or not. It's, you know, $200 entry, and we're probably only gonna we're definitely only gonna get 1 test pass, so we'll see what we decide to do. We definitely need to make some big suspension changes. It's super tight still from whenever the car was on big tires, so we honestly just completely forgot and didn't really have time to change them. You know, when he was pulling into the burnout box, I thought of it. I was like, you know, I wonder what the shocks are set at, but it's too late then. So at least it made it down under power, went pretty straight, you know, no real big issues. Just, you know, get that suspension fixed up and turn it up and we'll be good to go. So we'll see what we decide to do tomorrow, and also have some other things to finish on the car. Is just kind of piece together enough to make a pass at least, but Megan's needs a few small things as well, but should be a good day, and we'll see how we do.
His door's open.
Door's open?
Yeah. Went down? That was clean, yeah.
You'll take.
Oh, yeah.
Alright guys, so there you've seen everybody's test passes. They all went pretty well. Michael's needed more power. It did have a issue with the number 8 cylinder, which actually happened on the first pass as well. Basically about half a second after letting off the trans brake, the number 8 cylinder was going cold, so we weren't entirely sure what was going on there. We did check all of the connections and wires, and it kind of seemed like it was like a G-force related issue, to where it was like whenever it would start pulling, it would, like, you know, maybe pull a wire that was not quite pinned all the way or something like that. But Yeah, so we checked everything after or before that pass and didn't find anything. So after that pass, we changed the plug, and we're hoping that fixed it. And then with Jeff's car, it was a decent pass. It did end up spinning. However, he was lined up a little bit out of the groove to the left, so his left tire wasn't quite all the way on the good sticky surface. So still ran a pretty good pass even with the spinning. And then Megan's car, we turned it up a little bit to see if we can get after it a little bit earlier. And since you know, we had ran our personal best and the track was doing real well, and it ended up exactly tying the time from before. However, that time before was in the it was at night where it was a lot cooler out, so not quite as good of conditions, and it ran it again. So we figured we would leave it there for the eliminations. And yeah, next up will be eliminations of big tire. First I went big tire, then small tire, and then the true street class, which is what Megan and Jeff were in. But we ended up entering big tire and small tire with Michael's car, just because we needed the data from big tire to try and have a chance in small tire. So anyways, I'll show you how that went. Alright guys, so it's daytime again. I didn't finish editing this last night, but after the first round of big tire, I noticed that the cylinder was still dropping out. So after that we decided to change a coil, and of course we did lose that race by quite a bit. And Sam Harvey, that was his nitrous car. He had John Simpson driving it, and that car actually went on to win big tire. So you know, at least we lost the winner, even though we weren't going very fast at all there. But we didn't really have a chance. But we got the data, and yeah, now we are going into small tire. We did borrow a coil from Danny and Donnie Journey. Super thankful for them for letting us do that. So threw the other coil on there, and then now we're going into small tire. I did leave the tune up the same because I did have the tune, well, it went like about 4/10 slower than I thought it needed to in order to be competitive in small tire on that last pass there. And I didn't know what it was going to do if the 8th cylinder worked, so I decided just to leave the tune up the same. And yeah, we'll see what happened. Like we fixed the cylinder.
Yeah, no shit. That sucks.
Alright guys, so unfortunately, as you've seen, we did spin the tires in the small tire class with Michael's car. That eighth cylinder really helped with power production. Also, another thing that we I think caused it there was it wasn't out of first gear quite early enough. So we found with Brennan's car on this track that we really have to shift out of first extremely early, just because there's kind of some bumps in that area. It seems that will upset the car if it's not in second gear by then. So we needed to have the shift point a little bit lower, and probably just a little bit less power too. A little bit too spicy there. And also the chassis probably still has some improvements that can be made for sure. It's only the third pass on the car with a whole new setup. So unfortunate that it spun. Also Henry Bernal that we were racing there, he's always a contender in small tires, so we knew we were going to have to go decently quick. But it turns out that time we didn't have to go quite as quick because he wasn't able to see the flashlights, so he was pretty behind leaving the line. So we could have had a much softer tune-up in it and possibly made it down and made it to the next round. But there's not really much we could go off of from running on 7 cylinders, so unfortunate, but that's racing, and we got some more data at least. So now we are going into True Street, where I'm tuning Jeff and Megan's car, and of course they managed to draw each other first round, so that sucks, but they were both running fairly similar times, so we figured it was going to be a really good race, and I'll show you guys how that went. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Alright guys, so as you've seen, unfortunately, Megan spun the tires. We didn't change the tune or anything. I believe what happened is the car just hooked a little bit better on that pass than the last one, and because of that, it brought the front end up a little too quickly and hit the travel limiters and transferred the weight back forward and caused it to spin the tires. Her car has a really simple suspension setup. It's still got the leaf spring set up. I'm not even sure exactly what's in the back. But the front is non-adjustable struts, so there's no adjustment we can make there, so they're pretty loose. The only adjustment is really travel limiters, and last time in Amarillo, whenever she won this race, we didn't have the travel limiters on, but the track was also worse, and the last 2 test passes we made, as I said, were personal bests, and that was with the travel limiters on, so it's kind of hard to you know, change from what was working best, but unfortunately it didn't work out that time. But it was super cool that Jeff is making it on to the second round. That was going to be a really good race. If they were clean passes, it was going to come down to who got the light better pretty much. So sucks that it wasn't a side-by-side race, but still super happy to see Jeff make it to the next round, and we'll show you guys how he did the rest of the night. He definitely thought he was going out right away as soon as he drew Megan, and I guess he has gone out first round a couple other times, so it's really cool to see him get to make it, and we'll show you guys how far he made it. Alright guys, so there you go, second round win with Jeff's car. That was actually against another friend. You know, we had to continue the trend of drawing friends. So you know what time that was Johnny. He has a small block Chevy with a Pro Charger on it. It's a pretty cool little build, and it's actually got a Hughes TH400 that I sold him behind it as well. So friend and customer. He wasn't quite there on the light. He expected to be able to hear some popping and banging from Jeff's car, and it's pretty quiet. So didn't quite get the reaction time that he had planned on, but Jeff is going on to the next round, and I believe in the next round he ended up getting the GTR that I don't know exactly how much it was making, but I would assume it was making at least 12 or 1300 horsepower. It was a very fast car, and yeah, so we'll show you how that went. We were leaving the tune-up basically the same all night in Jeff's car. It is a stock bottom end 6.0, as I've mentioned, with a S485, and it has too tight of a converter in this race, so we didn't want to lean on it too far. I believe we were only around like 17 pounds of boost, just because it was dropping to a point that made me a little uncomfortable to turn it up more. And this has been a pretty long build, and it's not really worth you know, putting a rod out the block before it's reaching its full potential because the converter's too tight. So he's actually going to be getting a Hughes converter soon. So we'll get that fixed up, and the car's going to be even faster next time. But let's see how the next round went. Alright, so there you go. Jeff won in the semifinals and is headed into the finals now for $2,000 after expecting to go out first round. And this is literally the second time the car has been to the track in well over a year. So super excited, and let's show you how that went.
He got on and then he got off because he didn't know how long that guy was going to take. I think he passed him. I think he passed the wind line on the left, didn't he?
Oh, it did.
So unfortunately, as you've seen, that one did not go our way. The diesel did end up taking the win, just barely. Jeff almost came around him, but couldn't quite get it done. He did have some transmission issues there, and if you notice from the video, it never shifted, so it was actually in second gear the whole time. So that slowed the car down quite a bit. And also there was some drama over this race. I ended up protesting because it did, according to my camera on the video, take over 7 seconds, which was one of the rules for staging. It took over 7 seconds from when Jeff was fully staged for the truck to be fully staged. It wasn't a large amount over 7 seconds, but it was over 7 seconds, so I ended up protesting, and the call ended up being made to not turn over the win for the race. They had 3 phones on the line that they were using for tire crack and things like that, so they went and looked at the time on those, and one of the phones was 8 seconds and the other 2 were 7. However, as I said, all of this, the drama that was around this has been squashed now, and they did end up splitting the pot up some, and so Jeff got a little bit of the money in order to help, well, a decent amount of the money in order to help him fix whatever went wrong with his transmission there. So unfortunate that it ended that way, and it was definitely upsetting, and there was some drama, as I said, in the moment and afterwards as well, but it's been a couple days now, and it's pretty well squashed. Although it did, you know, not the best ending, not the happiest ending to the night, but still, you can't really be upset with a brand new build like that going out, and it actually reached his ET goal as well as, you know, making it to the finals when he expected to go out first round. So we're still happy with it. And anyways, after that, we decided, or we had a grudge race set up so we can get another pass with Michael's car. We're going against Jeffrey Tidmore. He's got a super nice nitrous car. I'm not sure, I think it's a 632 cubic inch deal, and I'm not sure how many kits. It might just have one kit or it might have multiple. It's a really nice build. It's a pretty new build, so he's still working out the bugs as well, just like we were. So we decided to do a little friendly grudge race after the small tire final, and yeah, here's that. Yeah. Alright guys, so as you've seen, that was a nice clean straight pass. We were really happy with that one. Turned it down a decent amount. The track had definitely gone away. It was around 40 degrees outside at that time, and there was not a whole lot of track or cars going down the track, but we were really happy with that. Forgot the drag on that one, so we aren't sure exactly how much quicker it was, but it was definitely the quickest pass of the night, just based off of a little bit of Ricer math and using the data logs. So unfortunate that Jeffrey got a little bit sketchy there. Good driving to save that though, and keep it together. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Looking forward to getting some more time with Michael's car and getting to really you know, get the suspension dialed in and really start to lean on it. It's going to be a good time, and I'm really excited for this year or two of racing. It's awesome to be back out racing. It's been too long. I've definitely missed it, and I didn't realize how much I missed it. So hopefully we can get my car going pretty soon too, and get out racing with it as well. And not too long after, or you know, maybe even around the same time, get Brennan's out as well. It's going to be a good time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys are excited for the future as well. So we'll see you guys in the next one.